It is, oh, shoot, I almost said Monday morning. It's not. Oh, that's some good news. I just realized it's Tuesday. We get a short week, right? It is Tuesday morning, Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. Now, I actually felt all weekend, I'm like, we're in June. We're actually not in June. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Lemonation. Hello, Lemonheads. Hi, I'm in Virginia, says Christy Patterson. Thank you, guys. Let me know where you're watching from. If you are, did you have a great weekend? How was your Memorial weekend? We don't really say Happy Memorial Weekend. We just kind of, or Memorial Day. You just commemorate it. You mark it. But for some reason, Donald Trump says Happy Memorial Day. Good morning from Kansas. Hi, Pamela in Kansas. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Welcome to the Don Lemon Show. This is Hot Topics. Okay, so let me just tell you guys this. You know how I always tell you, by the way, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Do that immediately. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to go off. If you guys don't do the thumbs up right now, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Okay, I'm out of here. No, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the like, the thumbs up, subscribe, and become a member. Now, you guys know that the summer, we have the summer doldrums. And I believe that we are headed right into the summer doldrums where people sort of just zone out and they want to be outside. They want to be at the beach. They want to barbecue. They don't really want to go to work. You want to have summer Mondays. You want to have summer Fridays. You're like, why do we have a 5-day work week? We should have a 4-day work week. And then we go to a 4-day work week. You're like, we should have a 3-day work week. And then pretty soon, I feel you. I don't want to work at all. I just would like to be, sit on my rump shaker and do nothing. But unfortunately for me, fortunately for you, I have to work. Hello, Brooklyn, Marielle. Good to see you. So, all right. Hi, Dallas. Hello, Mr. Jerome. Hello, Virginia, Amani. So glad that you guys are all here. So what do I want to talk about this morning? I want to talk about what is going on because there's so much, let me just say, there's so much talk about. This is what Democrats need to do, right? And they do. Democrats need to fix their house, like the foundation. They need to go back to the foundation and start rebuilding. Okay, that's a thing. That whole Joe Biden thing. We know, as I've been saying, we know Joe Biden is an old man. Okay, we got it. He's old. We knew that. So why do we keep going over and over that? When you have someone who is in office right now, do you guys know how much money the Trump family, Donald Trump and the Trump family, do you know how much money they have made off of this presidency? Now, I'm not talking about the first time. Like there's been analysis after analysis after analysis the first time. And so we can all go back. Oh, hello, Antoine Duplessis from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Oh my gosh, Antoine, do you remember Duplessis Cadillac? Yeah, back in the day in the Louisiana. So we can go over how much money Donald Trump made last time, but for me, that's almost in the same category as what Joe Biden did when he was in office. So the last time he made it, he made that money. America should have known better. You can't get it back. You allowed him to be a grifter the first time. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is what is important right now. What's important right now is how much money he's making, the profiting, the grifting that is going on right under your nose, while all weekend he tweets out or posts things about Vladimir Putin and about, what's happening in America and all this stuff in all caps. And everybody at the news media is going, oh my gosh, look, he said this about Vladimir Putin. Oh my gosh, look, all caps. Wow, he did this. He's saying this about the Democrats and the border. He gave the speech at West Point. He did this. In the meantime, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a reality check here, okay? Because we already used that commander in thief thumbnail. Today, given it is a slower news day, I wouldn't say it's a slow news day, but it's a slower news day. I just want to break down exactly what this commander in thief things means. Oh, I want to show you the evidence. You guys know how I like to show you the evidence. I like to show you the receipts to prove to you that Donald Trump is indeed the most corrupt president in American history. And we have the goods. We're going to tell you, just to give you just a little bit, just in doing some research. I did my own research. Since President Donald Trump began his second term in January 2025, the Trump family has reportedly profited significantly through various ventures, particularly, remember that meeting that was held last week and everyone's like, oh, the Trump folks, no big deal. And then everyone else is like, whoa, 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 this is corruption, particularly in cryptocurrency and shockingly not in media and exclusive memberships as well. A little bit. I'll tell you about the cryptocurrency just for a second. The Trump meme coin launched in January 2025. This cryptocurrency generated between $86 and $100 million in trading fees within 2 weeks. By April, entities affiliated with the Trump organization, which holds an 80% stake, had collected approximately $349 million. This is just in fees. The coin's market valuation peaked at, you ready for this? Over $5 billion shortly after its launch. One more bit of news for you before I show you some of the other evidence, okay? World Liberty Financial. That is a holding company. The Trump family owns 60% of that holding company behind this cryptocurrency and decentralized finance firm. Basically, it's like, this is just like speculation. It's kind of like a Ponzi scheme, but I don't know if I would say that, but it's just all speculation. It's very speculative, all this stuff. Okay. So it's a cryptocurrency and decentralized finance firm. In May of 2025, which we're still in, a $2 billion investment from a firm in Abu Dhabi into World Liberty Financial stablecoin USDA1 was announced, positioning USD1 as the world's 7th largest stable coin. The deal is expected to yield tens of millions of dollars annually for the Trumps. He says it's all legit. See, my dogs are outraged by it. He says it's all legit. It's not all legit. Trump Media and Technology Group, it's called TMTG. The company plans to raise $3 billion to invest in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. This includes $2 billion in new equity and $1 billion through convertible bonds. The announcement led to a nearly 10% surge in TMTG's share price. Okay. That is just to start. Now, you guys remember, I just want to show you, this is Caroline Levitt last week when asked about this. Remember they had this crypto meeting that Donald Trump went to and people said, wait a minute, you're the president of the United States. You should not be going to this crypto meeting. She had the nerve to say, I won't tell you. I'll just let you see it. She had the nerve to say this. Watch.
Thanks, Caroline. Back to the presidential gala tonight. Did anyone in the White House or in the White House counsel's office advise the president against holding this sweepstakes, whereby the people who spent the most money on his Trump coin would then have access to the president at this dinner?
Again, the president has been asked about this. He has addressed this. I have also stated previously from this podium that the president is abiding by all conflict of interest laws that are applicable to the president. And I think everybody, the American public, believe it's absurd for anyone to insinuate that this president is profiting off of the presidency. This president was incredibly successful before giving it all up to serve our country publicly. And not only has he lost wealth, but he also almost lost his life. He has sacrificed a lot to be here, and to suggest otherers is frankly completely absurd.
All right. Okay, that's all bullshit. And the whole thing about almost lost his life, it was not life-threatening. And look at the ear. You've seen all of that thing. Now, look, no one's saying that it's a good thing that someone did that, but give me a break. Let's call it what it is. Let's keep perspective here. Okay? Let's keep perspective here about what's real and what's not. And to say that he is abiding by all of the rules and that he's not profiting off of the presidency, the evidence shows otherwise, that Donald Trump is indeed profiting off of the presidency. Now, this is It's a little bit long, but I want you to watch because I'm setting you up again. I like to give you like a primer, however you guys want to say it. Some folks say primer, some say primer. This is a 101 of what is going on since Donald Trump has taken office and the corruption and the level of corruption. This is from Bloomberg, and I want you to sit back and listen and watch. Here it is.
Modern American president has put his family in a better position to make money while in the White House than Donald Trump.
The multi-billion-dollar deal between Trump, the government of Oman, and a Saudi firm will develop a luxury complex.
Trump businesses and ventures are making deals around the world that are enriching his family.
So here are some of the Trump family crypto investments,
Real estate projects,
and business ventures that have emerged since his 2024 campaign began.
starting with crypto, the thing Trump once said,
just seems like a scam.
Early in his campaign, Trump began dabbling in crypto with NFTs that depicted him as a spaceman, cowboy, and a race car driver. Then, weeks before the election, the family began promoting World Liberty Financial, an even bigger platform for its crypto ambitions. On his inauguration weekend, Trump announced a meme coin, Trump. And just before his 100th day in office, he announced a private dinner for its top holders, kicking off a buying spree. Then
okay. Pause. Okay, so there you go. That is the organization that I told you about. And then the meeting or the whatever it was last week that happened was for this particular organization. Okay? And so this all started in January. And again, I'm not talking about all of the money that he made last time. I think it's estimated to be, Peter, correct me if I'm wrong. What is it? Is it $1 billion a week or $1 billion a month?
It's approximately, and again, this is just estimated because we don't really, we just don't know, but it's approximately $1 billion a month estimated.
January, February, March, April, May. Estimated, reportedly, allegedly, right? That would be $5 billion. Allegedly, that's what he's made. And this is just on the crypto coin that he's making money, but I think all of it together. And by the way, he just came back from Abu Dhabi. He was in the Middle East, cozying up, doing deals basically with the same people who gave him the plane. Now, and everyone is focused on, again, I hate to keep going back to this, but Joe Biden and the Democrats, yeah, the Democrats are messed up, man. Democrats need to fix their shit. They need to. They need to get their own house in order. But how is that affecting you? And what about the folks, the grifters who are in office now, profiting off of the presidency while you are paying astronomical, you have astronomical grocery prices or egg prices, or your stocks and your retirement is going down while this person is profiting? Keep going.
Here's the Eric Trump-backed crypto mining venture, American Bitcoin, which announced plans to go public this year. Since January, the Trump administration has eased off crypto regulation, looking to turn this country into what he calls the crypto capital of the world.
Trump has handed over his business to his family, and his return to the White House has coincided with a spree of projects around the world. Since he announced his bid for re-election, we've tallied more than a half dozen new real estate deals. Many are based in the Middle East, and some have connections to arms of foreign governments. That's testing the limits of the Trump pledge not to do new deals with other regimes. Take this Trump International development. The project has an estimated value of $500 million and partners with an arm of the government of Oman. On the same day that Trump accepted the Republican Party's nomination, his company announced a new development, a Trump Tower in Dubai, where investors who put down 2 million dirhams may be able to get a golden visa.
Companies have been adding the Trump sons as advisors and executives since November's election. Less than a week after his father won the White House, Donald Trump Jr. became a partner at 1789 Capital. The venture capital firm monetizes President Trump's vision for U.S. culture by taking stakes in companies with a MAGA bent. Eric Trump overlaps with his brother on some things while flying solo on others, including a hotelier turned Bitcoin stockpiler called Metaplanet. But the company that makes up the majority of the president's wealth is the Trump Media and Technology Group, which went public only last year. You might know it as the parent company of the social media platform Truth Social. According to the Bloomberg Billionaire Index, Trump's multi-billion-dollar stake in it, now in a trust, is his most valuable business asset.
In any other era, this scale of presidential money-making might be the story of the year. But from blaming Ukraine for its invasion by Russia to deporting immigrants to a foreign prison, political turmoil has captured much of the attention.
A White House spokesperson told us Donald Trump has been the most transparent president in history, will continue to disclose financial holdings, and sacrifice greatly by stepping away from his empire to serve the country.
I think I can just say, and thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. And there are people out there who will make excuses for this. Ann Lloyd says she believes that Congress is involved in the grift. I think, well, I understand what you're getting at. But even the folks, if you're talking about the folks who are in Congress who are, doing stock deals and all this, they're not. This is a whole other thing. This is, as they say, this is a whole nother show. This is a level of corruption on top that goes beyond that, if you want to call that corruption. This is nothing like the so-called stock trades and that they know, and Nancy Pelosi, and if you track congressional stock trades or senator stock trades, that you too can make money. Not like this. This is something that's just beyond. This is just in your face corruption, in your face grifting, in your face greed. I mean, look, the Trump family is just greedy. And they're not trying to hide. Greed is not good. Yes, Tamara. Yes, greed ain't good. They're not trying to hide it. And when Donald Trump is asked about the plane, what does he say? If I was a stupid person, I would, I wouldn't take a gift like that. If you were a moral person, you wouldn't take a gift like that. If you had some sort of moral anything. He has no moral standing, he has no morals, he does not care. He's a greedy, greedy pig. He's just a pig for money. And he didn't even pay for his own legal bills. The people who donated money, those MAGA people who donated money, their hard-earned money to Donald Trump, those people paid for his legal bills. And he is making billions of dollars. Is he paying those people back? Is he paying those people back? That's what I would like to know. And the answer is no. If let's just say you were an average American and you were making, I don't know, $50,000, $60,000 a year, maybe. Or if you were making $100,000, whatever you're making. And then Donald Trump is making billions of dollars and you gave him 5, 10, 15, 20, 100. You bought all this stuff from him. Wouldn't you say, well, why do you need my money? Shouldn't he be like cutting you a check saying, thank you for helping me become presidency. I'm going to give you your donation back. Because I have more than enough money. You heard Scott Galloway saying, if you are really wealthy, and this is for the uber rich, once you have like $100 million, like you're good. You're done. So why does Donald Trump need your money? Did you ever ask, why did he need my money to win the presidency? Here's the New York Times. Let's put it up. Trump profits like no other president is what the New York Times says. I love that picture, by the way. As Trump's monetized presidency, profits outstrip protests. Not enough people are protesting. And they're right. The president and his family have monetized the White House more than any other occupant, normalizing activities that once would have provoked heavy blowback and official investigations. And now, crickets. And this is from the great Peter Baker. I love Peter Baker's work. He's a chief White House correspondent covering his sixth presidency. And he reported this from Washington. When Hillary Clinton was first lady, a furor erupted over reports that she had once made $100,000 from a $1,000 investment in cattle futures. Even though it had happened dozens of years before her husband became president, it became a scandal that lasted weeks and forced the White House to initiate a review. 31 years later. After dinner at Mar-a-Lago, Jeff Bezos agreed to finance promotional film about Melania Trump that will reportedly put $28 million directly into her pocket. 280 times the Clinton lucre, and in this case, from a person with a vested interest in policies set by her husband's government. Scandal, furor, Washington moved on while barely taking notice. This was a $40 billion indulgence for the Trumps that happened at a dinner at the White House, I believe, or at Mar-a-Lago, I believe, where Jeff Bezos attended. And Melania Trump brought up the idea, pushed the idea, and then it sold for $40 million. Where was Jeff Bezos on Inauguration Day? Have you seen Melania Trump since inauguration? That's another whole nother show. Where's Melania living? And who's she living with? I don't believe the initials are DJT, in my opinion. If you look at, just stuff. If you look at just stuff. The Trumps are hardly the first presidential family to profit from their time in power, but they have done more to monetize the presidency than anyone who has ever occupied the White House. The scale and the scope of the presidential mercantilism has been breathtaking. The Trump family and its business partners have collected $320 million in fees from a new cryptocurrency. It is a cryptocurrency, by the way. Cryptocurrency brokered overseas, real estate deals worth billions of dollars, and are opening an exclusive club in Washington called the Executive Branch, charging $500,000 a piece to join. All in the past few months alone. Just last week, Qatar handed over a luxury jet meant for Mr. Trump's use, not just in his official capacity, but also for his presidential library after he leaves office. Experts have valued the plane, formerly donated to Air Force One, formerly donated to the Air Force at $200 million, more than all foreign gifts bestowed on all previous American presidents combined. Some folks say it's worth $400 billion. And I have more evidence that I need to show you in the form of a news report that is digestible to you, that you will understand just how corrupt this family is. In the meantime, we want to give you a word from our sponsors because we're happy to have them. We're not the big corporations with the big financial deals, but we do have sponsors, and we want to thank our sponsors. Support for today's show, for the Don Lemon Show, comes from Shopify. The origins of this show were just a dream. The dream turned into a reality, a business, and you're listening to it and you're watching it. Some of you are watching it right now. Some of you are listening to it right now. Starting your own business is a dream lots of us share, but too many of us let it remain just a dream. Don't hold yourself back, everyone, thinking, what if I don't have the skills? What if I can't do it alone? Turn those what ifs into why nots with Shopify on your side. There you go. It's a ka-ching. Shopify is a commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names to brands just getting started, that they are Shopify platform. They're on the Shopify platform. So as our team here at the Don Lemon Show get ready to launch our merch, we're going to be working with Shopify to make that happen. Our e-commerce store will come from there. They have everything you need, including generating an email strategy, an internet strategy, a social media campaign, all of that to help you get your business started. And if you get stuck, Shopify is always around to share their advice with you. 24-hour award-winning customer support. So turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/lemon. Go to shopify.com/lemon, shopify.com/lemon, and turn your dreams into. Now, support from the Day Show also comes from a company that I really love, and it's Wild Alaskan Company. I ate so much fish this weekend, I'm going to start growing gills, and it was from Wild Alaskan. and it was delicious. I'm through. Let's see if you guys get that reference. So when was the last time that you actually trusted seafood that you brought home? I used to question everything from nutrition to taste to sustainability until I discovered Wild Alaskan Company. Wild Alaskan Company is the best way to get wild caught, perfectly proportioned, nutrient-dense seafood delivered directly to your door. So trust me, you have not tasted fish this good. I'm telling you, I grew up eating fish almost every day down in the bayou in Louisiana. And so I know good fish when I taste it. And also I can see it. You know it when you see it and you know it when you taste it. Wild Alaskan is 100% wild caught, never farmed. This means that there are no antibiotics, no GMOs or additives, just clean, real fish that support healthy oceans and fishing communities. Their fish is frozen right off the boat to lock in taste, texture, and nutrients like omega-3s. Wild caught from Alaska, every order supports sustainable harvesting practices, and your membership delivers flexible shipments, expert tips, and truly feel-good seafood, okay? My favorite is cod. I've been telling you guys that the whole time, but the salmon is good. All of it is really good. It's really delicious. Bass, all of it. And you can try it risk-free, 100% money-back guarantee. If you're not completely satisfied with your first box, Wild Alaskan Company will give you a full refund, no questions asked. So it's no risk, just high-quality seafood. Not all fish are the same. Get seafood that you can trust. Go to wildalaskan.com/lemon for $35 off of your first box of premium wild-caught seafood. That's wildalaskan.com/lemon for $35 off your first order. Thanks to the Wild Alaskan Company for supporting this episode. Now, back to our show and the evidence. You guys ready for the evidence? Okay, this is a report that I want you to see, and I want everyone to sit back and watch this because this one is very important. A little long. I'm going to talk you through it. But this is from the PBS NewsHour, and they did a story on the Trump corruption. It is very in-depth. I'm not going to play all of it, but I just want you guys to understand what we're talking about so that I can get you to really come to terms with how you're going to protest this, how you're going to vote next time, what you're going to think is a priority, and just for the sake of knowledge. Okay? All right. Here we go. Play it.
Look.
On the first foreign trip of his second term, President Trump is once again paying special attention to the Middle East.
I'm honored to be the first American president ever to officially visit your great country.
It's a region where the president's political and personal interests increasingly overlap.
I think it's a great gesture from Qatar. I appreciate it very much.
The president's meetings in Qatar come just days after saying he would accept a major gift from the country, a new luxury jet to replace Air Force One.
I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer. I mean, I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane.
But the jet, worth an estimated $400 million, has set off ethical and legal alarm bells.
It's entirely unprecedented. I'm certainly not aware of any kind of gift from a foreign nation that is even in the ballpark of this.
Noah Bookbinder is the president of Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington and a former public corruption attorney for the Justice Department.
Okay, pause it.
Questions about Trump's potential.
Okay, so here's the thing. When you hear the people in Congress say, or even senators, when they say, have you ever heard of the gift? I have no problem with the gift. I have no problem with that. Have you ever heard of the Statue of Liberty? Which is a very interesting comparison because no one is flying around on the Statue of Liberty. Now, is Donald Trump going to offer, is he going to park it? He says maybe at his museum, and maybe they should hold him to it. And then he's going to have Americans, go through and it's just going to become a tour plane and never fly? No. Will that make sense? Not really. Because what is the reason that they're giving the jet to him? The reason that France gave us the Statue of Liberty is what? Because America was a beacon of liberty and freedom for the world. And many people were coming to the shores and they wanted something to welcome the people. This gift is completely superfluous, completely grifty. And it is, none of it correlates. It is apples and oranges when you're talking about the two things. What about the Statue of Liberty? Every time I hear that, I'm like, are you guys out of your mind? Nobody's flying around on the damn Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is there for a reason. It is a symbol of hope, of good gesture. This is a symbol of what? cozying up to a president for fraudulent reasons. This is trying to buy into the presidency. This is for goodwill from the presidency in a way that helps them profit. For a sponsor of terrorism around the world, he is accepting an airplane. And they want to compare it to the Statue of Liberty. It's ridiculous. Keep going.
Use of the plane after he leaves office missed the larger conflict, Bookbinder says.
Some of these transactions may turn out to be kind of just on the right side of the law. Some of them may well end up violating the Constitution. But even where there is technical legality, where you have a senior government official getting personal benefits from people who have every reason to want to influence their policy decisions, that's inherently corrupt.
Trump placed his business interests in a trust controlled by his eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., rather than a blind trust like most modern presidents. But the jet is just the latest in a series of actions taken by the president and the Trump Organization, run by two of his sons, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric, that flout ethics norms or enrich the Trump family. The family's budding cryptocurrency empire is at the top of that list, with some analysis estimating the president's crypto holdings now represent roughly 40% of his net worth.
I believe that the crypto world is going to take over those big banks. I think it's going to leave them in the dust, and I think it's going to change our modern financial system forever.
At a recent auction of Trump's cryptocurrency, bidders spent nearly $150 million on Trump's meme coin, a form of cryptocurrency typically inspired by viral trends or endorsed by celebrities. The reward? For the top 220 bidders, a private gala with President Trump at his golf course just outside of Washington, D.C. And the top 25 will receive even more exclusive access to the president, including a special VIP tour of the White House.
Okay. So that's good. That's good. Okay. I feel weird, like even having to explain this, even having to put this up here. Now, I think that PBS did a great job of this. And this is something that only an organization like PBS will do. And that's why he hates PBS, by the way. They hate them. NPR and PBS are like, oh my God, just get rid of them. Right? The public, that blah, blah, blah. And then you have like, an Axios investigation or perhaps a New York Times investigation from someone like Peter Baker. But then what are you hearing from the mainstream folks, the folks in cable? Either they're making excuses or they're just enamored by things that don't really mean anything. That sort of I call it outrage porn, outrage corn, excuse me. AI on both of these, on all of these sites. It's just outrage. Let's fight. Let's put together a panel of people who are going to fight. Let's put some Trump apologists on the air. Let's put some people on saying, I don't see anything wrong with it. When everyone knows that everything is wrong with this. Every single thing is wrong with it. And yet, and still, I do think the media is falling down. And that is why Donald Trump has taken over the media. You see where one of the industries that he's profited from the most has been through media. Axios. The Trump family's 100 days of profit. It's what Axios is reporting. 100 days of profit. Let's read some of this again, because I just want to educate you. Not all of this is sexy. Not all of this is fighting. Not all of this is pretending that there's some false equivalency between this presidency and any other presidency, or that this is actually something that is okay, that is debatable. This is not debatable. It's not okay. President Trump warned American families this week that they may have to make do with fewer and more expensive holiday toys. But for Trump's own inner circle, a veritable golden age is well underway. Why it matters, Trump's family has enjoyed a historically lucrative first 100 days, leveraging his proximity to power and raking in billions through a flood of ethically murky business ventures. Most presidents try to avoid even the appearance of using the office of public or public policy for personal enrichment. They don't care. And they're doing it right in the open. And again, as the reports have been saying, barely a word, nary a word from anybody, except to pretend it's okay. Let's discuss this as if it is normal. Let's get some people to say, okay, I don't really care about it. It's not. It is normal, and then we're going to get some folks to say it's not normal. There's no question that this is not normal. There's no question that this is unprecedented. Why are we debating it? Why aren't we framing it in the terms of this is not debatable? We will not insult our viewers and Americans' intelligence by pretending that there's something right about this, because there's nothing right about it. It's unethical. Let's explain that there's some murky ethics that's involved with this, but let's not pretend that it's okay. Because then what do? You just give credence to folks like Don Jr. and Eric, and you give them oxygen to continue to breathe, meaning through these ventures, a little bit longer by pretending it's okay. The media is helping to stall. Trump files an injunction, or he files like we need to file something so that we can just continue to stall this case. We continue to stall. Every time someone does a report and says, well, I don't know, this person from the Trump whatever, or this Trump spokesperson says this is okay, in your mind and in the American psyche, it just stalls all of it. So can we just cut to the chase of what's really true and stop arguing that, well, maybe it's okay, or I don't know, here's what they're doing, but blah, blah, blah. No, what they're doing is wrong. But Trump has blended official power and personal business in unprecedented ways, and often in plain sight. What's happening? Trump, his sons, and their associates have launched a wave of high-dollar projects monetizing their proximity to the most powerful government in the world. This World Liberty Financial. Watch this World Liberty Financial. The Trump-backed crypto venture that I've been telling you about, where founders include Trump envoy Steve Witkoff. You've heard about him and his sons. It has raised more than $550 million by selling tokens to buyers around the world. Trump himself serves as the company's chief crypto advocate while his administration pursues policies, including a federal crypto reserve that have boosted the value of assets held by the firm. Official Trump. The president's meme coin surged more than 60% last week after its website advertised an intimate private dinner with Trump for the top 220 coin holders, plus a special VIP reception and White House tour. He's selling the White House for the top 25. The website later scrubbed references to the White House. Now, they later scrubbed references to the White House. What do you think they're telling these people in private? Hey, man, we got you. You want to go to the White House? You want to go to the White House? We can go to the White House. Dad will be there. Dad might be there. We can talk to you. Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe that's happening. Allegedly, reportedly. Donald Trump Jr. and his business partners, including Witkoff's sons. Witkoff's sons are involved as well. Zach and Alex are launching an exclusive DC club with a $500,000 membership fee, pitched as a private hangout for donors and business moguls to rub shoulders with top Trump officials. You're okay with this? Are you going to that club? Now imagine, this is beyond Hunter Biden. This is kid stuff. What Hunter Biden was doing was kid stuff. At least 19 foreign Trump-branded projects will be developed over the next 4 years, according to ethics watchdog Crew. Just this week, the Trump Organization announced a deal to build a luxury golf course in Qatar. Now, who gave him that plane? Trump, whose first foreign visit will be to Saudi Arabia, also hosted the Saudi-backed Live Golf Tournament at his Doral Club in Florida last month. Then there's the merchandise. Then there's the corporate boards. And then on and on and on. And America seems to be okay with it. I don't really know what to tell you except for what I'm trying to tell you now. I don't really know. Sometimes I'm just at a loss for words every time I read these things. Now, are you guys, how do you feel about it? I don't know, because maybe you're okay with it. I don't know. Am I going to disgust you if I show you more evidence of what's going on? Is that going to be too much for you? They plan to raise $3 billion to invest in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. This includes a $2 billion in new equity and $1 billion through convertible bonds. The announcement led to a nearly 10% surge in TMTG's share price. It's crazy. That executive branch club that I just mentioned, all of this stuff. Now, let's talk about this Melania thing, shall we? Well, give me a break. Give me a second. Give me a break here, because I want to do something, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to talk to you about Melania, because Melania has this huge deal with Amazon that I have yet to go into in detail. Okay? So we're going to take a word from our sponsors, and then I'm going to get back, and I'm going to show you what is happening as it relates to that, and see how you feel about that. And if Michelle Obama had done something like that. I gave you an example of Hillary Clinton, which was not nearly anywhere near $40 million. Support today for the show comes from MSI United States. MSI United States. And I want to tell you about something that's incredibly important right now around the world, a real tragedy that is unfolding. Women are facing some major crises around the world. Cuts to foreign aid for modern, safe contraception are putting lives in jeopardy. But there is this organization. It's called MSI Reproductive Choices. It's an international charity. What they're trying to do is they're trying to really make up the money for USAID to help women around the world. But MSI Reproductive Choices is an international charity that's been providing vital care to women in 36 countries for years. MSIUnitedStates.org is a website where you can find out more, okay? They have launched the Choice Emergency Fund to replace USAID funding cuts. And you can support women and girls that are counting on regular people like you to support them. 257 million women cannot access contraception that would put them in control of their lives. Imagine that, no access to contraception because you live too far from a health center or you just simply can't afford it. So MSI can provide a woman with contraception for a whole year for just $6.50. You can give a woman a year of freedom from worry for just $6.50. That is real impact. Go to MSIUnitedStates.org and give, or you can text LEMON, my last name, to 511-511. To be clear, that's M as in modern, S as in safe, I as in informed, MSIUnitedStates.org. Or again, you can text LEMON to 511-511. It says here, I've been reading that MSI has great ratings with Charity Navigator and Candid, and a 94% of your gift goes to charitable activities. MSIUnitedStates.org, or text LEMON to 511-511. Text fees may apply. Okay. Also, support for the show today comes from ZBiotics. I have to tell you about, this is a game-changing product that I use before a night out with drinks. It is called Pre-Alcohol. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in your gut that builds up. The buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that is what's to blame for a rough day after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break down that byproduct. So just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you're going to feel great the next day. So this weekend, I went out for a couple of drinks, a couple of margaritas, but well before I had it, I took the prebiotic ZBiotics, or pre-alcohol ZBiotics, and it worked. I'm telling you, it works. So here's what you can do. You can go to zbiotics.com/lemon to learn more about this and get 15% off your first order when you use the code LEMON, LEMON, at checkout. ZBiotics is backed with 100% money back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they're going to refund your money. No questions asked. Remember, to head to zbiotics.com/lemon and use the code LEMON at checkout for 15% off. Okay, so now back to our program. Here's the deal. When you're thinking about all this stuff, Think about if any other first lady had done what Melania Trump is doing or what they're doing with Melania Trump, people would be outraged. Melania Trump released a documentary distributed by Amazon, contributing to the family's reported earnings of nearly $80 million since the 2024 election through media deals and legal settlements. So apparently, Melania Trump had this idea about a documentary, and she was shopping it around. And then Jeff Bezos came to dinner with them. Melania Trump mentioned it. Apparently, the deal was sealed, and someone paid $40 million for it. I believe Amazon ended up paying $40 million. That is higher than I believe anything that ever made by Amazon, any documentary for sure, that has been made by Amazon. And so this is just a first lady. That's 40 million. And the Trump boys are doing billions of dollars. Trump's Truth Social post about his crypto dinner. This is what he said about it. Okay. He said it was okay. And I don't know, was it in all caps? I'm not sure if it was in all caps, but this is what he said. He said, heading to the crypto dinner in Loudoun County, Virginia, in a little while. The USA is dominating in crypto, Bitcoin, etc., and we are going to keep it that way. So I know you guys are out there saying this is disgusting, but what are you going to do about it? Someone, BK's son, says Amazon is racist. How is Amazon racist? Well, what are you guys going to do about that? And do you care that Melania is a first lady of the United States and she is barely seen? And I believe reportedly, allegedly does not live in the White House? And reportedly, allegedly has not been seen at Trump Tower in New York? And reportedly, allegedly is living somewhere in Florida on her own? Reportedly, allegedly not at Mar-a-Lago? But $40 million from a documentary. In the meantime, they're telling you that you need fewer dolls for Christmas and you're going to have to go without. And you're going to have to put up with these tariffs. You're just going to have to suffer through it a little bit. There is no suffering through it for the Trump family. And the weird thing is that how do the MAGA people, and especially the people who live in the rural areas, right, in middle America, who really don't make a lot of money, how is that okay with you? How do you sign off on that? How do you continue to give Donald Trump your money? How do you continue to wear his merchandise and pay for his merchandise and buy it? How do you co-sign that? I don't understand. In order to do this, Andy, put up the WBUR article. You know how he's done this? He's done this by firing the people who are in charge of ethics, the watchdog groups, so that there is no criticism. There is no one overseeing any of this. Scroll through it, Andy, because I want to show people how this is done. So what do? You get rid of the people who disagree with you. And this was a little bit ago. The Trump family's reportedly made $80 million since the election through a documentary deal. There you go. Well, they've made $80 million off of this $40 million thing. Deal with Amazon, a multi-million dollar legal settlement with media and tech companies. Meanwhile, the Trump organization, now overseen by the president's son, Eric Trump, has not barred itself from pursuing deals with foreign companies as it did during Trump's first term. President Trump also fired the head of the Office of Government Ethics. These moves have raised concerns about conflicts of interest. He has fired the head of the Office of Government Ethics. Is anybody screaming yet? Is anybody upset? And you wonder why it keeps happening? I don't want to scold you guys. But why aren't people taking to the streets about this? Why aren't people screaming impeachment about this? Why aren't people screaming remove him from office about this? Where are the reports, the 24/7 reports on the president profiting off of the presidency? Why isn't that the headline every single night? Why isn't it every single story? Why isn't that carrying the day's news on cable? And then the news break-ins, the cut-ins can be about the little things. But the main thing should be, since we've come on the air at this particular time, the Trump family has made this amount of money. Good morning to your morning show. Good morning show, whatever it is. Good morning, America. Good morning today. Good morning, Joe. Good morning with all of this overnight. Or since this weekend, Friday, when we left you before the Memorial Weekend, the Trump family has made this amount of money off of the presidency. That is our breaking news. That is our top story this morning. Blah, 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 blah. Here are the receipts. In the meantime, we want to update you on the situation that Donald Trump is upset with Vladimir Putin. Blah, 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 blah. Now back to our big story. Since we went to that break and gave you that little bit of other news, the Trump family has made this much money off of the presidency. How much money have you made since the weekend? How much money have you made in the 3 minutes that we have given you the other news? Do you guys understand? It's all in the framing. It's all in what people find important. I think it is really important to point out how unethical this family is. But yet and still, no one is doing it. It is being treated as if it is normal, and somehow it is somehow equal to the Biden, what they call the Biden crime family. This is the Trump grift family. No evidence at all that there was anything that was a crime with the Bidens. But yet, every day, Fox News, the Hunter Biden, the laptop, they were obsessed with Hunter Biden's penis. I don't give a shit about Hunter Biden's penis on an internet. Let them go through your phone and see how many people have dick pics on their phone or boob pics. Let them go through your personal stuff and see what you have in your personal stuff. Does that mean you're grifting or stealing? No, I don't think so. I'm just saying, why isn't that happening? Instead, guess what the media was obsessed with this weekend? They were obsessed with what happened on an airplane between the French president Macron and his wife. A playful moment. And yet they were upset by it. Obsessed by it. This is it. Let's play it. Look at the music. Now, here's the thing. That's good, Eddie. Just play it again with that. I love it. I love the look on his face. Now, if any of you have ever been in a healthy relationship or in a healthy family, you have seen that move. I have seen my mom do that to my dad. Like, what are you talking about? Shut up. I see all the time. This is a playful move between, apparently, this is a very healthy marriage, and they're having fun. But instead, it's like some scandal, and that's a distraction. He looked pissed. He didn't look pissed. I thought he was laughing about it. Look at that face. It's not like he reared back and said, "Hey, what are you doing, woman?" He looked out. He did it. He laughed. He waved. End of story. That is not domestic violence. She mushed him in the face. Give me a break. I think it's right. Someone said it's so cute. Give me a break. You are so wrong. Come on. That is playful. That is playful. When I saw it, I laughed because I've seen this move. I do this to my man when he annoys me. That is a shut up. I don't care if you're president. Now let's go. Let's get off this plane and go have some dinner. That's what that is. Instead of, since I told you this story about Emmanuel Macron and his wife, the Trump family has made how many hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, off of your back and the presidency. I'm just saying. By the way, the president of France and his wife are having fun with it. They say they were trying to come up with funny stories about what to tell the media, and that it was a clearly playful moment. So And you guys, don't do that. That whole thing. Well, I think this was violent. And I think it's not. That's how Democrats lose. That's how people lose when you do this. They thought it was violence. This is not violence. This is a wife having fun with her husband. Get over it and move on. What is important? And if don't do that, like this is violence. This is what it's not. It's not. My mom would be getting dressed and my dad would be bothering her. She would be like, and she would take her whatever hose or whatever. Get out of here while I'm getting dressed. You're annoying me. That's what people do when they're in marriages. So anyways, let's figure out what's important and what's not important and stop following the media bandwagon and being a lemming where they're trying to, distract you with some things that are not important. Even if they were arguing, give me a break. I thought it was funny. Anyway, I just want to tell you guys, thank you for supporting us. I hope you had a great weekend. Welcome to all of our new members. We're happy that you're here. We had a great weekend. It's a little bit of a slow news day, but I wanted to take this time to be able to inform you about what's going on. Okay. And by the way, you guys, Lemonheads, have you seen our new podcast? We have a new podcast and it's called Friendly Fire with Don Lemon and Michael Fanone. You know, Michael Fanone, the ex-police officer from the insurrection. We had a fascinating conversation. It's a little bit racy. It's a little spicy. It's not sort of the normal thing that you hear from us. But I was nervous. Everybody, the producers were nervous. They were like, oh my God, Don, people are going to, I don't know if the fans are going to like it. And apparently people love it. The women love it. Why do ladies love Michael Fanone so much? What is it that all about? Everyone's like, I can't believe Michael Fanone is single. I want to be his girlfriend. I'll go out on a date with him. Michael's spicy. It is. Nikki, are you there? What are the comments? What are the Lemonheads saying in the comments about the Friendly Fire pod? Are you there, Nikki?
They were a little spicy.
What do you mean a little spicy?
A little thirsty at times.
They were thirsting? What is it? Did we just put up a thirst trap?
It would appear so.
Oh boy.
It's okay, Lemonheads. We love it.
We love it. Are you guys okay with that content? Because we're going to try to make that a pod that we do on a regular basis. Come on, Don. He hella fine. All right. We'll see. Hubba hubba. I loved it. He's handsome. Okay. Someone said a little too spicy, Don. The podcast was great. We need more of that. Yes. The girls were throwing hands last night. Whew, what are you talking about? I don't know what that was. Anyways, so look, everyone, make sure you become a member. The membership link should be at the top of the chat. The subscription link right at the bottom of the screen, right next to the Don Lemon Show logo. And make sure you hit the thumbs up, okay? I'm not going to keep you long today, but I just want to tell you that we have some great stuff happening this evening, live at 5. And by the way, you guys know the ladies over at the I've Had It With podcast. Well, I am going to be hosting them tonight for a big town hall in New York City. And I'll report back to you tomorrow when that happens. But I'm going to see you at 5 o'clock, live at 5 o'clock, okay? So until then, turn the TV off. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never, ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate